This video is for M7 Paper 1, June 2019. So for question 1, it's a bearings question. It says measure and write down the bearing of the ship from the town. So what we do is we connect the town and the ship up, and then we draw a north line. Next we get our protractor, and we put the protractor and measure clockwise from the north line. And you can see that this one would be 66 degrees for this bearing. Now, it's not just 66, it would be 066 as it has to be a 3-figure bearing. For question 2, it says fill in the next 2 terms of this sequence. So it's 14, 13, 11, 8. So we've taken away 1 here, taken away 2, taken away 3. So we're taking away 4 to get 4 here, and taking away 5 to get -1. Then the next one, it says write down the name of the numbers in the sequence below. We've got 1, 8, 27 and 64. What you'll find is 1 cubed, 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and so on. So this would be 3 cubed would be 27, 4 cubed would be 64. So these are cube numbers. So for question 3, it says Tom bought a full bag of coal. After 1 week, the bag was 2/3 full. During the next week, he used a quarter of the remaining coal. What fraction was left in the bag? Now, if he's used a quarter of the remaining coal, we should have 3/4 left. So the way we go about this is 3/4 of the 2/3 is left. This of just means times. So 3/4 times 2/3, if we do 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 3 is 12, and then we are able to cancel that down by dividing by 6 top and bottom, you would have a half. So the answer is a half. So what the question says, what fraction was left in the bag? It is a half. So question 4 says reflect the triangle shown in the y-axis. So the y-axis is just this line here. And this is now your mirror line. So when we look at this triangle here, we start on the mirror line and we count each point. So this from the mirror line to this one is 1. So we count 1 here and draw our little point. From here it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and draw a little point. And then from here it's 5 across. So it's 5 across and draw a little point. And we connect it up with those lines. So for question 5.8, it says calculate the size of angle X. So we can see that we've got 42 degrees in one of the angles and 90 degrees in the other. Now, all of these angles in a triangle should add up to 180. But first of all, we would add the 42 and 90 together, which is 132. And because these three add up to 180, we would do 180 take away 132, which is 48. So the missing angle there would be 48 degrees. This question B, it says make an accurate drawing of the triangle sketched below. So we start with a baseline from Q, and it's 7 centimeters. So we get a ruler and we measure 7 centimeters across. Next, we get a protractor and we measure 65 degrees from this side, and 65 degrees from that side. Okay, so 65 degrees on each side, and we would draw a line, marker points, and draw a line through those until they meet up at the top there, which then becomes P. So question 6 says a machine fills boxes of breakfast cereal. Each box should weigh 375 grams. Jason takes 100 boxes and tests the accuracy of the machine by weighing them. So these are the 100 boxes. So there was 9 boxes that weighed at less than 375, 58 at exactly 375, and 33 at more than 375. What is the probability that one of the boxes taken by Jason weighs less than 375? Now it's always out of the total, so it's 9 out of 100 boxes. So that's your probability for that one. So question B, it says the machine fills 5,000 boxes. Calculate the number of boxes you would expect to weigh less than 375. So because of this, we get the probability of weighing less than 375, which is 9 over 100. And what we do with this probability is we multiply with 5,000. That is 5,000 divided by 100, which is 50, and then multiply by 9, which is 450. So 450 boxes is expected to weigh less than 375 if you're doing 5,000 boxes in total. Question 7 is an estimations question. So it says the two rectangles above have the same area. Using estimation, work out an estimate for the length of the second rectangle. So when we look at the first rectangle here, we can change this to 200 and change this to 30. You can see it there. So 200 times 30 is 6,000. So we've estimated that this area in this first rectangle is 6,000. And because they have the same area, this second rectangle will have 6,000 also as the area. So to work out the length of one of those sides is we do 6,000 divided by 50. So we've rounded this 54 to 50 and we've done 6,000 divided by 50, which is 120. So that means that the length of that second rectangle is 120. So for question 8, it says, what is the total of all the angles in the three triangles shown? Now there's three triangles here, and all of the angles inside this triangle here would be 180, and that goes for each one of these. So that's three lots of 180 we have here. So 3 times 180 is 540. It says, what is the sum of the interior angles of a 5-sided polygon? So basically all these angles here would still be 540 degrees. So that is 540 for the 5-sided shape also. So for question B, it says, what is the sum of interior angles of a 7-sided polygon? Now there's a couple of ways you could do this, but for this one, I've used the formula n take away 2 times 180. N stands for the number of sides, so there's 7-sided polygon, so it's 7 sides. 7 take away 2 is 5, so it's going to be 5 times 180, which is 900. For question 9, it says rewrite 4 plus x equals 9 take away y to make y the subject. Give your answer in its simplest form. So there's many ways you could do this, but what I'm going to do is just think of opposites to this one. So I'm going to move the y across to the left-hand side of this equation. So there's a minus in front of the y, so when I move it across to the other side of the equation, it changes to a plus. So we've got 4 plus x plus y equals 9. For this one now, it's a 4, so it's a positive 4. So if we move a 4 across to the other side of the equation, we get 9 take away 4. And that's going to be 5. So then we think of the x, because we're looking for y as a subject, so y equals. So we do 5 take away x, which we have here. And that should be the final answer to that one. So for question 10, it's a binary question. So write the binary number 10101 as a decimal number. So first of all, we can start with 1 on the right hand side. We'll put it above this binary number. So we've got 1, and then we times it by 2, which is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 2s are 8. 8 2s are 16 until we get to the end there. And then it's the ones we look at. So the value of this one is 16. The value of this one is 4. The value of this one is 1. So we add these three up, and it's 21 is the decimal number for that. So write the decimal number 26 as a binary number. We do exactly the same. We start with 1 on the right hand side and we go 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 twos are 8, 8 twos are 16. And we don't go any further because that would be too much, because 16 times 2 is 32, and we're only looking for 26. So we start by putting a 1 at the 16, and then we think to ourselves, what do we need to make 26? So we've used up 16, we need another 10, so we put a 1 at the 8 and a 1 at the 2, and then anywhere else we just fill in with zeros. And that would be your binary number for that decimal number.